Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Life, Real Crime Daily for Friday, February 3rd, and I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agavino. And I think, Jim, to start us off, I think you have a little announcement about something.
Well, there's a crew bash tonight.
Shit, fourth annual.
The fourth annual crew bash by Real Life, Real Crime. And Woody, tell everybody how they can get involved in participating in our foolishness.
If there are any tickets left, go to eventbrite.com. I think it's on the RLRC 4. Tonight is the VIP event. We have like $20,000 worth of items being auctioned off, and it's a private party where I'm going to hang out and take pictures and sign autographs till I get done. Then we're going to party, and then I'm going to do the auction on stage until they kick us out. That's at the Basin on 3rd Street, downtown Baton Rouge. And tomorrow night, February 4th, is when I'll take the stage and do a live adult crowd interactive podcast. And when I get done, the world famous 2-time Louisiana Music Hall of Fame inductee, Chase Tyler, and Chase Tyler Band will play. And we're celebrating everything, all the awards, my 53rd birthday, which will be at midnight, and Justice for Courtney Coco. We got a little special stuff going on, and our yearly LOPA raffle. If you want your raffle tickets, that Saturday night raffle has like $60,000 worth of prizes. And you can go online and QR code it, or in the local business have it, et cetera. It's for my nonprofit, and Jim donates to it every year. It's Fire and LOPA Saves Lives.
100% Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency.
Yes.
And beautiful, beautiful nonprofit. So that's our little plug for today.
Yep. Thank y'all.
Any truth that you're also auctioning off a conjugal visit to the business?
No, but I'm auctioning off 2 pig hunts with Woody Overton. You get to stay at my house and I cook for you, and get to come to my bar.
That beats the conjugal visit.
I said one conjugal visit I don't want to be a part of.
So gifts you can't
check the room for buckets ahead of time.
Yeah, or saws or sex toys.
All right.
We're a little giddy this morning. Welcome back, everybody. We like to start off with updates on cases we've been following. I'm going to give you a brief one this morning on the Anna and Brian Walsh case. This Brian Walsh has provided us a lot of really scary entertainment over the last couple of weeks. But 2 things came out that I found particularly interesting, and we'll see if Woody and Jim are in agreement with me there. But the judge in Walsh's fraud case indicated that Anna Walsh was no longer living full-time at the Massachusetts home, which is something I hadn't seen anywhere else. And I don't know exactly the circumstances under which he came out and said that, but that would indicate that the marriage was in some trouble, right?
But maybe that's a strategic move on their part, because if they're coming after his money for the fraud, they can't get any of her money. And I understand she had some money.
Well, that's where I'm going with that. Is her friends also claim that she was preparing to bring her sons down to Washington, D.C., which is where she worked. So even though they lived in a really nice suburban area around Boston, she was commuting all the way to D.C., and that she was preparing to bring her sons to D.C. Property searches show that she had a real estate portfolio that was held separately from her joint assets with Brian Walsh that was worth about $2 million, Woody. So I don't know, maybe late New Year's Eve, some kind of conversation about that money, maybe.
I think he knew he was going to, this relationship was headed towards divorce.
Kids and might have to pay child support, alimony.
Yeah, and since the beginning.
And you're a shitbag.
Well, but his purchases seem pretty urgent, pretty spontaneous, right? So
yeah, like the
$450 shopping spree.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if this was
9 tarts.
really, really, well planned in advance, wouldn't he have gathered those things over a long period of time so as not to draw suspicion?
I agree with you on that one. That's kind of a search it and go get it, spur of the moment deal.
Yeah, and a lot of the searches, if you remember, were done the day of and the day after the killings. He would have researched that for months and months and months prior, if it was premeditated to that extent.
Yeah, so, I mean, it seems like, gut-wise, something triggered, whether it triggered him to put a plan he already had into action faster than he intended to put it into action, but something happened that night that made some things, because you probably wouldn't have a dinner party the night you're well, I guess that gives you an alibi. But
right. But I can't think of a case that ever worked where somebody killed somebody where there wasn't what we call a stressor. Something made them break to do hey, I bet you he thought about killing her a long time before he killed her. But the stressor came through, and the straw that broke the camel's back happened.
Something.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, and I hate when this happens. I wish they could fast track these things. Just don't they know we're trying to produce sequential episodes?
Yeah, well, it's also called job security, because we'll be years talking about these cases.
I think they're in court next in June. And so I'm just going to have to sit and think about what that defense attorney is thinking about when she says the prosecutors have weak evidence. So we're going to have to wait until
She's
June
thinking
to see
billing by the hour.
that weak evidence. Moving right along. Did you guys watch the national championship game?
Absolutely.
100%.
Wasn't that exciting this year, was it?
Right.
It's kind of a
old-fashioned
romp.
SEC ass whooping.
The Horned Frogs got horn-frogged. But did you happen to see what the Georgia quarterback, I guess I should say former Georgia quarterback, Stetson Bennett did this past weekend?
I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
Arrested for drinking.
He was arrested in Dallas, Texas. Probably a good thing it wasn't Fort Worth, given how the Horned Frog fans probably feel about him right now. But on Sunday morning, for public intoxication at about 6 a.m.,
it happens.
Police were notified in Old East Dallas. Now, I've been to Dallas a lot of times. I don't know Old East Dallas. No. The police were notified of a man banging on doors. So 6 a.m., the two-time national champion quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs is intoxicated and banging on doors.
I've done worse.
You have?
6 a.m., you banging on my door? Shit. And I live in Dallas.
I've never banged on doors, but I've howled at the moon.
When I had my apartment in Dallas, doing defense consulting, my family was still here. Somebody came banging on my door at 6 o'clock in the city. I'm going to call 911 too.
But if it was the two-time national champion quarterback,
you might
be like, hey, come on in.
I might have got an autograph and then call the cops on it.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard on the grapevine that Stetson can party. And I guess this story kind of confirms it.
Because we know you plugged into the college crowd.
I am plugged in. I am plugged into the college crowd. Thank you. Having also been a fairly accomplished college partier.
I think everybody at this table can claim that one.
Yeah, that's right.
Back in the day.
Go Commodores.
Rarely could I be found intoxicated at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't say that.
Wasn't that rare for you?
I swim. Someone who isn't me is woken up in a house that he thought was the right house, and it was the wrong house. 6 o'clock in the morning. Wasn't me there.
I've never done that.
Well, but that's waking up. That's so you went to bed at some point.
The swim was still effed up.
Okay. But
and saw a young lady come out in a towel in the hallway, and she screamed, and Swim thought it was one of the females they went home with the night before until the father came out with a shotgun. Swim had to run like a little bitch.
Yes.
well, at some point I'll share a frat boy story or two.
Yeah, that was a frat boy story
with you guys. Arnie Hess, are you out there listening? I know that you are. I'll have Arnie weigh in on that one.
John Poupou LeBlanc, you know what I'm talking about.
Let's just say it's a little bit suspicious to this former frat boy that you would be intoxicated at 6 a.m. banging on doors. Now, Bennett, despite being a 2-time defending NCAA champion quarterback, is not a first couple of players picked kind of, he's not projected to be one of the first players drafted in the NFL draft. So this is not one of those cases where you've got, this star quarterback who every team in the NFL wants. And
not Joe Burrow.
He is not Joe Burrow.
Or Dante Culpepper.
Or at least people don't believe he's Joe Burrow. So he's in Texas
Warren, man.
training to
He'd be dead.
Improve his chances in that draft. And anyway, I just file this under where there's smoke. There's usually a little bit of.
And I know you want to say your personal knowledge so bad, but you're right.
No, I'm not.
Smoking fire.
No
Smoked
personal.
fire.
No
Went to
personal
jail.
knowledge.
Went to a drunk tank. Agent probably bailed him out.
Don't engage in rumors.
Jerry Maguire.
Try not to.
Okay, we're going to pick back up where we left off last episode.
You had me in L.A.
and talk about, and I want to, before we pick up, Woody, I want to make an official nomination.
All right.
I'm going to nominate Alex Murdaugh to the All Woody team.
Yes,
I think that some high standards have been set by Shabusiness, and for anyone seeking entry as we move forward, they're going to have to bring some serious qualifications to the table. But I think this dude he's there.
He is way up the list, if not number one.
So, Jim, are you on board there?
I'm on board. He definitely qualifies.
Okay, we have our second member of the All Woody team. So with that, I think when we last left off, we had just gotten the revelation on August 6th of 2021 that the AG in South Carolina had dropped the charges against Alex Murdaugh's son, Paul, in the wrongful death suit related to the death of Mallory Beach. And we all sort of went ding, ding, ding on that one.
So September 2nd of 2021, Murdaugh's life just continues to get worse. His law firm basically did some check-ins behind the scenes, and they found out that Murdaugh was taking money from the firm and clients for personal use, which is embezzlement. So on September 3rd, they confront him. They show him the proof that they had on this, and he is asked to resign, which he does that afternoon. Now, it's important to remember he had all this other stuff going on. They're probably sick of it. And this was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, and a good reason to get him to resign. So he does.
Can you imagine that meeting, though? You're in some kind of boardroom at this firm, and behind you are portraits of generations of Murdaughs, and you're unceremoniously. I mean, that says resignation, but obviously, that's a termination wrapped up in a allow him to resign kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's a pretty large fall from grace right there.
Huge. And if you'll notice, this timeline keeps getting closer and closer. So the next day, the very next day, Alex Murdaugh is shot in the head while changing a tire in Hampton County, allegedly.
He has really bad luck.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glace, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something. And all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gaba will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin-baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of an LSU Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
So he's hospitalized in Savannah and said to be conscious and speaking where the reports come out. As reports come out. September 6th of 2021, he releases a statement and he lets kind of the world know that he's resigning from that law firm. And September 8th, the South Carolina Supreme Court suspends his law license effective immediately. So you're talking within basically a week's time, y'all. He went from basically getting accused of embezzlement to getting shot in the head to losing his law license. Just keeps getting worse. On September 10th, a spokesman representing him releases a statement saying in part that Murdaugh's shooting was not self-inflicted. He sustained a skull fracture and the gunman was driving a blue pickup. Okay. So we move on. September 13th, SLED announces they're opening an investigation. And on the 14th of 2021, Curtis Edward Smith, and this is important, he gets arrested in connection to the assisted suicide shooting of Alex Murdaugh. Authorities say that Murdaugh admits that the scheme was set up so his surviving son could collect $10 million life insurance policy. Now, that's important. Obviously, if you have life insurance and you shoot yourself, you're not eligible for the life insurance. So he essentially hires a friend of his for many, many years who it's alleged was his drug dealer to shoot him and kill him so that his son could get the $10 million life insurance.
I have something to say about that.
Yes,
I've
sir.
worked thousands of suicides, and all of them are tragic. That I have worked several where they were unsuccessful. And this guy hiring his drug dealer best friend or whatever he was to kill him, assisted suicide, and it didn't work. How much of a fuck up do you feel like now?
I mean, there's nothing he could do right.
You can't even kill yourself.
It's pretty crazy, y'all, and it just gets crazier now.
What if you're that son? You're watching your debacle of a father F up everything he can possibly F up, and
including your inheritance.
The one thing he needed to do to take care of you, he couldn't freaking do.
Damn it, Dad, you can't even get that straight.
Don't you think if you're the son, you raise your hand, and go, Dad, if you're going to try it again, bring me in, and let's.
I know somebody who knows.
I can do it good.
And it's important to note that Murdaugh actually made the 911 call himself, claiming that someone shot him, but he was okay. I don't know what kind of gun he used. I mean, obviously it wasn't a Magnum PI, right? I mean, this wasn't no Johnny Dangerously.
Son of Sam 44 Bulldog. Yeah.
No, it was not. Well, Murdaugh's troubles just continue to get worse. It comes out that the gentleman, as I just mentioned, was his drug dealer, which requires it to come out that he had an opioid addiction for 20 years. And of course, we're not poking fun at anyone with an addiction, but nobody knew this. It all is coming out. And y'all, this is in a span now of 2 weeks, since he got accused of embezzlement.
And the hits just keep on coming.
So now we come to September 15th, 2021, y'all. And this would definitely qualify as one of the shittiest days anyone's had in their entire life up to this point. So,
yeah, if you're a Bengals fan feeling bad about the other day,
just be glad you're not Alex.
Listen to this.
First, Murdaugh is named the chief defendant in a wrongful death lawsuit filed by the sons of the housekeeper and nanny that we told you about, Gloria Satterfield. Then SLED announces it's opening a criminal investigation into Satterfield's 2018 death. And then Murdaugh's attorney says his client will surrender to authorities the following day on insurance fraud charges. All in one day.
Any hockey fans out there? That's a hat trick.
All right.
That's a hat trick.
That's a hat trick.
So September 16th, 2021, Murdaugh turns himself into authorities. Now, he's given a $20,000 bond for his insurance fraud charges, which is related, y'all, to the assisted suicide attempt. Of course, he tried to collect a $10 million insurance check for his son upon his death, which he was unsuccessful to do. And he is ordered to appear in court for that on October 25th of 2021. So September 23rd of 2021, SLED releases a statement saying agents have uncovered other potential crimes as part of their investigation into the double homicide of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. Now, September 30th of 2021, the family of Murdaugh makes a statement, and it's really in response to People magazine in the article that they put out. And they basically say the most recent allegations by People magazine regarding the state of Maggie and Alex Murdaugh's marriage are totally inconsistent with what we have been told by family and friends. Also, we have reviewed many years of text messages on Alex's phones, and the conversations between Alex and Maggie portray a very loving relationship. It's our hope that the media will continue to focus on covering the investigation of the person or people responsible for the murder of Maggie and Paul and not reporting salacious stories with no credible sources connected to the Murdaugh family. So they're doing some backtracking there because everybody in South Carolina at this point, and really most of the country that was paying attention to this story, is convinced that Alex Murdaugh killed his wife and son. So on October 6th of 2021, law firm PMPED files suit against Murdaugh for damages after claims he took money from them and his clients and their clients for his own personal use. And in court documents, Murdaugh is accused of plotting with friends, an attorney, and a banker to pocket money from Gloria Satterfield's $4.3 million wrongful death settlement.
That's a close number 2 to the September date that was the worst day of your life. That's a pretty bad day when you're charged with embezzlement and insurance fraud, and then at the same time you've got him accused of plotting with friends to steal $4.3 million from Gloria Satterfield.
Yes, and it's important to mention that during this time, Alex Murdaugh was in a rehab facility for his opiate addiction. So he gets out of the rehab facility and his day gets even worse. He gets taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of obtaining property by false pretenses in connection with Gloria Satterfield's wrongful death settlement. And he has to await extradition back to South Carolina. So,
all right, y'all, around November 11th, and I'm not going to get all the names straight and everything, it comes out that Murdaugh was getting all this money from these settlements. Well, the problem with that is that the family might say they might settle it for $10 million. They'll tell the family they only settled it for $3 million, give the family $3 million, and Murdaugh had this other $7 million. Well, he has to have someone in cahoots with them to split that up. And it came out, it was a banker from Palmetto State Bank and Corey Fleming. So they have now implicated in this ongoing scheme where they're stealing money from clients.
So obviously SLED and everybody else figured that out. And on November 19th, 2021, he gets indicted on 30 criminal counts stemming from Gloria Satterfield's wrongful death settlement.
Might be the most indicted dude in South Carolina's history.
Never seen anything like it.
So throughout the rest of 2021, I mean, it's almost a daily ding. I mean, there's something happening every day in this case, but suffice to say that the hits just keep on coming. You're mounting one situation on top of another. The Mallory Beach family filing suit. Another bank gets sued. The Attorney General announces 7 indictments and a new grand jury. I mean, it's just the hits just keep on coming. He's given a $7 million bond for charges stemming from the state grand jury indictments. And then we finally get to 2022. Jim, you want to?
Yeah, so 2022, not much better than 2021 for the Murdaughs and Alex Murdaugh specifically. On May 31st of 2022, Alex Murdaugh actually signs a confession of judgment awarding the Satterfield family more than $4.3 million. So at that point, he's pretty much gave up on any sort of defending of himself. And he confesses and agrees to all award the Satterfield family, or the court awards the Satterfield family $4.3 million.
There you have it.
So he puts that behind him. And on June 28th of 2022, Alex Murdaugh and Curtis Edward Smith, remember his friend that shot him?
Yep.
They're indicted on a slew of new charges ranging from criminal conspiracy to money laundering. And on July 14th of 2022, he is indicted yet again on 2 counts of murder. Now it's getting serious, in the killing of his wife and son, just a week later, he pleads not guilty on the murder charges. So on December 16th of 2022, Alex Murdaugh is indicted yet again for tax evasion stemming from income received from illegal acts. In other words, he got this money from all these schemes he was running with insurance, and he wasn't reporting it to the IRS. So they want their piece, right? And he gets indicted for tax evasion. On December 20th of 2022, the Attorney General announces the state is seeking life without parole on Alex Murdaugh's double murder trial. That's just the double murder trial, y'all, not all the other shit. So he's looking at life for that, and we go into January 23rd of 2023, and jury selection starts in the trial of Alex Murdaugh. Voir dire.
Well, and as we sit here today, there's been a little bit over a week of activity here in the trial. So we're at the beginning stages. The projections are that this trial is going to go until at least February 10th. I would say the two big pieces that have come out so far are first that the prosecutors are alleging that Murdaugh committed the murders, then changed clothing.
Right.
And that when they arrived at the scene, he was in perfectly clean clothes, a white T-shirt, but sweating profusely.
Yeah.
And it didn't make a lot of sense that was the case. Now we're going all the way back again to a year earlier, back in February of 22, when that shirt, that clean white shirt, was analyzed by a quote unquote expert by the name of Bevel, representing the prosecution. And he is an expert witness in this case. And his analysis of the shirt was that his analysis of that white T-shirt was that there was blood spatter on the shirt. The defense has been highly critical of this evidence. They have made accusations that his testimony is false and that Bevel at some point changed his findings, that wasn't his initial determination. And so this is something that will be a major ongoing issue. The second piece I would mention, and just another good reason to keep your kids, well, this might be a reason to have your kids on Snapchat, but a good reason to keep your kids off social media. The timeline that was given to the police by Alex Murdaugh is greatly called into question by Snapchat video evidence that Paul had been on Snapchat shooting video just minutes before he was murdered, and that Alex is visible in that video.
Yeah.
And so that is going to be that's going to be an enormous issue. There are experts being called to testify from Snapchat, because I'm not a big Snapchat user, but those videos don't live there forever. They are gone after a very short period of time. And so I don't know how it works with their servers and how long things are stored and everything like that. And so we'll see what comes out. But that video is literally 4 minutes before the 911 call, I believe, was made. So we will stay on top of everything breaking here. And at this point, Alex has been welcomed into the All Woody team.
And important to note that although there's a lot of evidence to the contrary, he has probably the best defense lawyer in the state of South Carolina defending him, obviously, as you would expect.
Free publicity. I bet he's doing it pro bono.
In addition to that, all you have to do is convince one of those jurors, and you will have a hung jury.
This dude ain't walking.
I know, but I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you're right.
Well, he doesn't have any money left to pay anybody off. So
Yeah, well, you know what? If he beats it, OJ didn't have any money left either, but especially after the civil suit. But you can make a hell of a good living on the circuit telling your story that you beat that.
Right.
So,
All right.
interesting. My prediction is like the Rocky 3 when they asked Mrs. T, which is prediction about fighting Rocky, said pain. The prediction is pain. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Speaking of pain, did you guys like the little game segment that we did last week?
Loved it.
Loved it. Thought it was cool.
Okay, you ready for game segment number 2?
Yes.
Here today?
Yeah, I've been practicing all week.
Okay.
Instead of raising our hands, I think we should just blurt out the answers. We got to blurt out the answer fast.
This one's going to be a little bit different game. Okay, I'm calling this Jail-Pardy.
Jail-Pardy?
Jail-Pardy, like a play on Jeopardy. It's Jail-Pardy.
P-R-E-T-T-Y.
It doesn't matter. It's like jail and then P-A-R-D-Y. Jail-Pardy. Okay.
Oh, okay. You're not saying somebody in jail is pretty, like, physically
No.
attractive.
They may be, but that's not part of this. Okay.
Definitely cut that part
I
out.
need to go home and see my no.
Now, are either of you Jeopardy fans?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so the whole concept of answering in the form of a question.
Who is
My nickname was
Sam.
Alex Trebek.
Right, so if
When I was
the
a
question, or the answer was he put Courtney Coco's killer behind bars for life, the answer would be
Who is Woody Overton?
right. Okay,
The
you guys
wolf.
You guys get that.
Who is the wolf?
Okay, so I've got 2 categories for you today,
all right.
and each category's got
I'll take the first one.
a 100-point. Pay attention, boys. Each category has a 100-point, 200-point, 300-point, 400-point, and 500-point question.
All right, so you can skip to whichever you want.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yes, you can, provided you give me a right answer,
Right.
which I'm not sure how many right answers we're
Or I
going to
could
have.
just take it off the board if Jim can't get it.
So
That's defense, cause defense might.
so our 2 categories are category 1, movie cops,
All right.
which is your answer is not the actor's name. It's the character's name.
gosh.
Okay. So you have to give the character's name in these for these questions. And our second category is death penalty. So these would be people who received the death penalty.
Down with that.
And That's people who actually the process was completed. So they are not sitting on death row.
Right.
They are done. They are no longer with us.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So Jim, you are the visitor today. I flipped a coin before we when we were back.
Oh shit!
When we were backstage in the green room, I flipped a coin and Jim won. So
Perfect.
Jim,
That must have been when I was chugging the free beer.
you have first choice of the board.
I will take, what was it? The second one?
Death penalty.
Death penalty for 200.
Death penalty for 200. The question is, he was put to death by lethal injection at a federal prison in Indiana on June 11, 2001. He was convicted of setting off a device that killed 149 adults. Woody Overton, you
He
buzzed in?
can't buzz in. It's my
It's
question.
his question.
Jeopardy.
No, everybody, no. Let me review the rules. Sorry, folks. Even if you're the one who picks
Okay, well,
question,
done.
all the
I already know
players-
the answer. I didn't know.
You haven't watched enough. My
I
apologies.
forgot about the buzz.
to dearly departed Alex Trebek. Both players are in. So whoever
Okay,
buzzes
let me-
in, you're buzzing in already
Yes.
on this question. Okay,
Yeah.
your answer.
Who is Timothy McVeigh?
Who is Timothy McVeigh is a correct answer. So $200 to Jim, and you still control the board.
I'll take the same category, death penalty, for $100.
Death penalty for 100. He murdered more than 30 women between 1974 and 1978. In 1989, the 42-year-old lady killer, Jim,
Who
Don't get it wrong.
who
stop it.
I already know who it is.
who is Ted Bundy?
Yep, that's exactly
Who
what
is
I was
Ted
gonna
Bundy
say.
is a correct answer. Jim, you have 300. Woody, you have 0. Jim, you control
Woody
the board.
should have all of it. 'Cause
Death penalty for death penalty for 300.
Death penalty for 300. He sexually assaulted and killed 33 young men between 1972 and 1978. He was executed by lethal injection in 1994. He was famous for dressing like a clown. Woody,
John Wayne Gacy.
oh, did you give me that in
Who
the form of an
is-
answer?
Who is
John Wayne Gacy.
You're right. He got me on that one.
I'll give him that one.
I had the other ones too.
Okay,
I
we'll
just
give you a
put them in
mulligan.
front of the
Okay,
question.
we'll give you a mulligan.
mulligan on
Give you a
that.
mulligan. Okay. So it is 300 to 300. And Woody, you now control the board.
I'm taking cops for
Movie cops.
movie cops for 300.
Movie cops for 300. Okay. Whether you're stuck in the snow at Dulles Airport or attending a holiday party gone bad at Nakatomi Plaza,
I think that was a tie.
Okay.
You got to say the character's name, though, right?
Yep.
So I can't say who is Bruce Willis.
Nope.
no, you cannot.
I don't know his name.
Woody?
Who is? Fuck, I forgot his name. I can see
I'm horrible.
on everyone horrible names. By the way, you're in
John something.
Who is John McClane?
John
Who is
McClane,
John
yeah.
McClane. So
I'm still in control of the board,
You're
then.
still in control of the board.
Then I'm taking movie cops for 500.
Movie cops for 500. Regarded by many as the best undercover cop in cinema history. Woody?
You want it? Who is, and I can't say Al Pacino, but it's who is Scorpio?
Scarp.
That is not.
I think you're
That's
thinking
not even
Scarp.
close.
That is an incorrect answer.
Right.
Let me finish the question. You cannot respond now.
Right.
Regarded by many as the best undercover cop in cinema history, he's sent into Frank Costello's
I know who it is
crew
now.
to destabilize the gang from the inside.
I know it is.
He doesn't get the girl, but neither does Colin Sullivan, played by Matt Damon.
I don't know.
One of my all-time favorites.
Defense, I took that one off the board.
The answer is who is Billy Costigan, and the movie is The Departed.
That's a good movie.
Not big Departed fans.
I like
I've
it.
seen it.
I couldn't remember the
I'm
name.
fucking horrible with the names. OCD block kicks.
Yeah, me too.
Well, he went for 500. The questions, by the way, I tried to make them harder as they go up in value. So that should be the hardest movie cop.
So I'll take death penalty for 500.
Where do you go? I have to keep up. You lost your 300 because you missed the 300 questions. So you're at 0.
I'm at like minus 500 probably.
Well, he lost. Yeah, because he missed a question.
I missed
too.
one.
We may have to go back to the tape.
Yeah.
Mike not keeping up with the score. You want death penalty for 500.
Yes.
I have to make sure you guys aren't cheating. Okay. I love this one. He was appointed Guardian of Scotland after his victory over the English at the Battle of Stirling Bridge. Woody?
Who is it's Braveheart? Who is they ripped his guts out on the bridge? I just don't do names, bro. I know. Yeah.
Who is William Wallace?
Who is William Wallace?
You're kicking my ass on that.
He was captured by the English near Glasgow in August of 1305,
Cinco.
and King Edward I had him hanged on August
Freedom.
They also
31st,
gutted him,
1305.
and they put his head on the Bridge of London Bridge.
Great movie, Braveheart.
500.
Well, one of the only
Well, that was a $500 question.
yeah, that and Forrest Gump, the only two movies I ever walked back and saw it twice, back to back.
I saw Forrest Gump like twice in the theater.
I mean, like
What's left
You're
on that
back in
side?
control. You still have the $400 question left on death penalty, and we have several
technically,
left.
Let's do 400 on death penalty.
400 on death penalty.
my OCD
Okay.
against names really affects me in this game. You know that, right?
I'm not picking Woody as,
I'm no
as
better.
as a partner in Jail-Pardy next time. On September 21st, 1776, his final words before he was hanged for spying by British troops.
He said about.
Well, your hand was up.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Hanged by British troops. That would be. Oh, I can see his name. I can see
I'll
his
help you out
face.
even further with the question.
Burr.
No, I regret I only
William
have
Burr?
one life to give for my
Thinking
country.
about Aaron Burr, he was
Aaron Burr.
he shot Alexander
I
Hamilton.
regret I only have one life to give for my
I
country.
regret that I have but one life to lose for my country. Yes. What was his name?
I have no fucking idea because I don't do names, but I know. Who
So we both
it was.
missed that.
Who is Nathan Hale?
Yeah.
Would have been the answer there. So, okay. We did get through all of them. Yes, right?
No, we didn't do like a 100. I think on maybe actors and stuff.
No,
It doesn't matter, I
I'm saying
lost.
all of them on
Oh,
death
okay.
penalty. On
So what's the score right now?
There's no way I can win, but I want to keep playing.
I'm lost on the score, but I have you ahead.
I like your thinking.
Okay, I have you ahead. We have the 100, we have the 200, and we have the $400 question on Movie Cops still available.
All right, let's go 100 for movie cops.
Movie Cops for 100. He's come out west from Detroit to avenge a friend's killing. And if you're planning on following him, make sure you don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe trick.
I don't know his movie name,
I don't know the movie name either.
but I know who it is.
Wow. I thought you guys would get that one. Who was the actor?
It was Eddie Murphy,
Right? In the movie?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah,
Correct. And his name,
I can't think of
can't
it.
do names.
who is
Horrible at it.
Detective Axel?
Yes, Axel Foley. Shit.
I thought you guys would get that one. 2 more left.
400.
Would he be much better at actually real cops, I think?
No, I'd be good if I
let's
didn't
see.
have to do the
Yeah,
name
if you
part.
could have done both names,
or the
it'd have
movie
been
or
easier.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, think about that for next time. You folks, we'll come up with a way to play from home too.
Right.
Movie Cops for 400. Love this question. He told her while making a hissing noise that, quote, I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I knew this one. The chick's name, you not asked for the bad guy, you asked for the cop. It's
Told her.
Charlie, or what do you call her? Whatever. Go ahead. I know it's Jodie Foster. But
You give it up?
yeah.
Clarice Starling.
Clarice.
Very good.
Yes.
Clarice.
Yeah.
Good, Jim.
You own me.
That was a big get. Okay, so we only have one more question left, and that's the $200 question. I think Woody's going to get this. Should we let Woody just have this question just to pick up his pride a little bit? I mean,
no, if my pride's not hurt, I know I don't do names.
Okay.
I had all the sayings and shit.
No
mercy.
No head start for Woody. Okay, so
mercy.
movie cops for 200.
Mercy's for the weak. Kill, kill, kill.
The streets of San Francisco were never cleaner than when this dirty cop ruled.
Dirty Harry, Clint Eastwood. I lost anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What was Harry's last name?
Badass.
Do you remember his last name?
Fuck man, I don't remember that.
No.
Guys?
That's a tough one.
No, it's not. You got to watch these movies 25 times like I have.
Go ahead.
I watched them.
Make my day.
Yeah, but the captains that are yelling at him throughout that entire series are always yelling, Callahan. Dirty Harry.
I just I don't do names well.
Okay.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Always fun to spank your buddy's
Look,
ass.
and if you're someone you want us to shout you out on the show, maybe if you own a business and you have something really cool, we can give it away as a prize to me or Woody if we win. And we'll shout you out.
And if you want to advertise,
This is, yeah.
So far, neither of you have earned any prizes in these games.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yep.
This next story, oh my God. When do you guys want to do this story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Let Woody do this story.
All right, y'all. Multiple companies in Texas are now facing a lawsuit for employing a janitor who is accused of urinating. For you, those of our listeners who don't know, that means pissing into employee water bottles and thereby infecting more than a dozen victims with STDs, or more commonly known as sexually transmitted diseases. This all stems from the October arrest of janitor Lucio Quinterno Diaz and was filed on behalf of 13 women who say the janitor urinated in their water bottles on the job in an East Houston office building, which resulted in positive tests for the herpes simplex 1 virus. In a press release, Houston law firm Abraham Watkins, Nicholas Augusto, Aziz, and Stogner alleges that the companies employing the 50-year-old janitor permitted and disregarded the janitor's disturbing conduct. The lawsuit says that several women noticed their water bottles smelling and tasting foul. In August 2022, which prompted a woman to set up a hidden camera that captured Diaz approaching her desk, setting his supplies down and rubbing his penis on the interior and mouth of her water bottle. The woman says she sent the video to the building's management company and she was told something would be done about it. However, according to the law firm's press release, no action was taken. Diaz was captured later on video doing the same thing. For the record, I'm not really about lawsuits, but these motherfuckers should have been sued. 6 days later, on October 3rd, tenants in the building were notified of the incidents. It's not only terrifying, but somewhat humiliating for them, said Kimberly Spurlock, the attorney who represents one of the women. He was allowed to come back in, and he continued to conduct himself this way. And who knows how many people picked up their water bottles during that 6 days and were affected by his actions, Spurlock added. Diaz has admitted to the crimes and was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The janitor's bodily fluids containing the incurable STD were considered a weapon in the charges. Now, I submit to you, Clark, that that's the key gift that keeps on giving all year long. Go home and explain that one to your spouse.
Wait. So,
like your spouse is going to believe that shit.
Is what's considered the deadly weapon?
I guess the STD.
Okay, so
it's not his penis.
They're not actually charging his penis as the deadly weapon. Which I would say that
If I was a husband,
it in fact
one of them,
was the
and
deadly
it
weapon.
was- Well, the penis was actually like the pistol, I guess, and the bullet would have been the STD.
Right.
So the penis is the carrying mechanism. Penis is carrying mechanism, and the bullets were the STDs.
Right.
But how do you go home and you know what? Fuck them. They had them on video and then fire his ass
That's
and
crazy.
came back and did it again. I would beat their ass if it was my wife.
This is why I don't drink water bottles that have been cracked before. You just never know what you're dealing with. But I mean, they kind of like
you talking
smelled
Are
foul.
you talking about butt dust and crack? 'Cause, I mean, you could do that on the outside of your water.
No,
bottle.
I'm not.
The fact that you know what butt dust means is funny.
I know the audience already thinks I'm crazy, but this reminds me
Like
of
here, shit business.
this reminds me
Killed them
of
good.
a bro code that we had back in the day between a group of friends, and that was you don't leave the dinner table until all the guys are done. If you're out to dinner eating with guys, bros, no one leaves the table. If somebody leaves the table,
The food's fair game.
they're subject to getting what we had a different name for it, but let's just say we called it getting de-dragged, which meant that the others at the table would, what was this guy's name? Mr. Whatever his name was.
On Diaz.
Yes, we would do similar things to their chicken wings and mashed potatoes and whatever.
Crotch dust them,
as this guy,
teabagged them,
as this guy
butt rubbed
did.
them.
And the best is when they come back, finish their food, and then you let them know that 5 guys
Yeah.
de-dragged their food while they were in the
You
bathroom.
went with that pubic hair sticking out your mouth.
My wife. I hope my wife doesn't listen to this episode. She'd be
You know
mortified.
what? And our listeners are about 80% female, but I bet women do that shit too. They just
I don't know about that.
I think obviously,
Pretty sure it's just men.
obviously they can't teabag. But I bet you there's a female DS somewhere who's just done something like this to a water bottle.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well,
they
we want to know
exist.
if you're out there and you've done something
hit us up.
completely disgusting as a woman.
We'll feature
in
you
this
on-
kind of a scenario. We'd like to know it.
I would like to end on a light note. It's not light for those people, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a story. I don't think they have an insurance policy large enough to pay that motherfucker off.
Right.
You want to land this plane, Jim?
We appreciate everyone for listening, sharing this podcast with friends and family and people you don't even know, maybe on Facebook. Until next time, I'm Jim Chapman,
Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agavino.
and we'll see you on Monday for another Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Taqueria.
It's your business.
That was a good one.